Hey, welcome back everyone, Jayborino here, continuing my brutal walkthrough of Legacy of the Void. We're heading into Harbinger of Oblivion. I believe this is the mission where we get High Templar. Let's go ahead and check out our unit choices real quick. Stick with everything we've pretty much already had. Okay, so Alarak has not given us... the Taldream Immortals. Blood Hunters seem cool, but I'm just going to stick with that fatty Shadow Dance. Stick with Energizers now that we have Phoenix or Corsairs. I'm going to go with Corsairs. I quite like Corsairs. The Disruption Web is huge. I think that's really the only reason I stick with them. It's just an enormous area. Alright, Solarite allocation. I believe we have a new tier now. Right. Okay, so Shield Overcharge is real good. So what I'm probably going to do is just go ahead and bump down Construction Time and go up to Shield Overcharge. So if I'm willing to go to Nexus Overcharge instead of Orbital Assimilator, I could also get Phoenix. I think Phoenix would be pretty good for this level. Shield Overcharge, though, is equally as good. Both are going to help you push into an enemy base. So if you have a large enough army, you can push through, use Shield Overcharge, and get through the first wave of enemy defenders. And it's kind of the same as Phoenix, but 50 less Solarite. I mean, so Phoenix is way cooler, but in this playthrough, you're not going to see me really use him, just because I think it's a lot of Solarite for something that you can get the same usage out of with Shield Overcharge, assuming you have units to go in and do some damage with. I know Phoenix can just wreck an entire base by himself, though. Alrighty. I'm sure everybody could go back and forth on which is better, but I really just think Shield Overcharge is crazy good, and it's 50 Solarite less than Phoenix, so I think that speaks for itself. I'd much rather allocate that Solarite anywhere else, really anywhere else. Again, Phoenix can tear up an entire base himself, though. You can just drop him and forget about it. Though, I don't know, again, 50 Solarite, 50 Solarite. So this mission is a gotta-go-fast mission. As long as you use Solar Lance or Temporal Fields or whatever you're using in that second column of abilities correctly, then you shouldn't have too much of a problem.
This path will lead your forces to Artanis. I have done as I promised, Dark Templar. Now go tell your hierarch I am waiting for him.
Matriarch, our High Templar have volunteered to aid you.
The loss of the Kala was not easily borne, but we are ready to serve once again.
Templar, I thank you for your bravery in this dire time. We will recover our hierarch.
Here's another situation as well. I stuck with Sentinels over Zealots just because they are... It's going to save me money, especially in missions like this. You got to focus on sustain.
Psionic storms, brothers. Let these hybrid thralls feel the wrath of the Templar.
Okay. So Psionic Storm is really good. It doesn't do damage to friendly units, which is awesome. Which is just truly awesome. And then the upgrade for it is that it heals shields, which I didn't even realize in my first...
I've heard of these Terran specters. Focus their energies into a feedback loop. They will not bear it.
No problem. But yeah, after this mission, they can heal shields. I didn't realize that in my first playthrough, which is so cool.
To me, my swarm!
Templar, join us, quickly!
Alrighty, Zerg and Protoss meeting up.
Vorazun, your forces have arrived just in time. Amon has opened a portal to the Void. It must be shut down before it tears us apart.
Agreed. My swarm and I will bear the brunt of Amon's power and buy you time. But it's up to you to seal that portal.
The gateway draws power from these Void crystals. We will need to destroy them if we are to seal the gate. Then it shall be done.
Alrighty, there's tons of gas pellets all over this map, but not really as many minerals, so you kind of just got to focus on mining minerals early on. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Open that up. Come on down here, you can get the first Solarite optional objective right away.
Hierarch, I am detecting several energy sources hidden across the temple. They appear to be naga vessels, ancient power sources. If we can locate them, I should be able to use their energy to free up additional Solarite from the Spear of Adun's core. We've secured a naga vessel, Karax. Prepare for transfer. Unbelievable. Despite eons of inactivity, these devices are still at full power.
The darkness is approaching my hive cluster, Artanis. I hope you're getting ready to disable those crystals. I'll continue sending as many Zerg as I can spare to help you. Fight well, Templar.
Oh, did you hear that? She told us to fight well. That's very nice of her. Get that Dark Shrine pretty early like usual. Again, I think it just helps you you defend against pretty early attack waves to the point where you don't have to lose anything. It's also pretty imperative to go ahead and fight with Kerrigan when necessary. Well, this area down here, we're just going to storm the crap out of them. Well, we can just run down with everything. Attack, storm, and feedback. There we go. And we can just get rid of this stuff. This guy is going to be able to reconstruct himself pretty soon. Keep getting units. We need to get a cyber core so we can get some dragoons. You need that anti-air. And just keep getting probes. Now, you don't have to really rush early on, but what you can do is you can help the swarm by just dropping a bunch of solar lances in their path so that when they are ready to attack, they'll be able to take it very easily by themselves. Okay, and then Corsairs, I mean, they give you a Stargate here, but it's really not that necessary. As you can see, we have a ton of gas already, but not a lot of minerals. Okay, so I'm going to probably rush to some more Dark Templar, and then once I have Solar Lance again, I'm going to peek in down in this direction, because, you know, we have to force our way into both. So you can choose to either help the Swarm or help yourself. I've given the Swarm some leeway so that when she goes with her main attack, she'll be able to push in. Okay, and then Energizers will be pretty important. They'll help me push in a little stronger. I'm going to go ahead and make an Archon here, and I don't know. I like High Templar, but this really isn't the mission for Storm, in my opinion. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I just don't find Storm to be that crazy good in this specific instance, so it was interesting that they chose this to be the introduction for it. Okay, so pop that open. Let's get a... I keep hitting the wrong button. Open. There we go, and get another gateway. And just keep mining. Cool. Let's head down in this direction, use Solar Lance somewhere. That shield overcharge will really help us push through groups of enemy units as well. So, like, here, we can just use shield overcharge. We can walk into the base.
Chosen, slay these heretics in Amon's name.
I didn't really think that through. I didn't really think that through at all, because I'm like, oh, I'll have enough energy, and I did not.
Crystal's defenders have fallen. Artanis, have your warriors see to its destruction. The swarm is moving on.
Okay, Dark Templar, you've gotta save me in these dire times. Have a random hybrid in here as well. So yes, Kerrigan pushed through here and took this area out by herself. We didn't have to help her that much. Okay, so when we push in again, we'll make sure that we have enough energy this time. I just did not pay attention to that at all. Okay, let's get +1 ground weapons and a robo facility. There we go. And we just got to make our nice fat ball of units. And yeah, so she took this one out herself. We don't have to worry about it. It's great.
Minions, push forward. Engage Amon's forces. Artanis, now's a good time to make your move.
So the idea is I want her to be building... I want her to just keep pushing in her direction, and this is another opportunity where we can use Solar Lance to help her. There we go, and then she'll be able to push out, and then when Solar Lance is up again, we'll go ahead and push into that other area, and we should have enough stuff. So let's put that on our forward, excuse me, and we need... really, I think just Energizers, Zealots, and we can start making Annihilators. Then we're going to need Pylons, and we can get some more Gateways, now that we can afford them. So throw those down. Very cool. And then Solar Lance is going to be up here real soon. We're just going to need a lot more units, But one Solar Lance will help us clear out the front of this area. I don't know how much they rebuild the defending units, but I don't think it's too aggressively, like not compared to some other missions. So for the most part, you can push in and do it all in one fell swoop. So she's going to distract them from that side. She's not really sending a lot of stuff out, but I'm going to wait for these. Let's wait for these Annihilators, and very, very soon we'll be ready to go. I'm going to need more Pylons as well. And once again, we have a lot of gas. We could get High Templar to make into Archons. Sure. I just think the enemy has so many beefy units, on Brutal at least, that it just doesn't seem that worth it. It doesn't, to me, seem that worth it to... come on, open up. To make High Templar with Storm. But Storm is still pretty good. Okay, let's take care of this attack. Oh, okay. Alright, Reconstructing Zealot is... oh, okay, well, that's fine. Ow. So Reconstructing Zealot is reconstructing. And I would love to get going here pretty soon. We'll get some more Dark Templar. Dark Templar can really contribute a lot. So this is an instance where I have enough to use Guardian Shield. We can push in and draw most of their units to the front. And then also... Okay, use this. And then use Solar Lance. So this is a good time to do that. There we go. Colossi gone. And for the most part, all that's left are the hybrid. We don't have any Shadow Cannons up left. I'd love to burn down I think it's not the Dominator. I forget which one they're called, but the really big ones that storm.
Move in and destroy it.
Okay, let's turn this guy into a pylon. Keep making more units.
Sensors are showing 3 more remain, Hierarch.
Cool. And then once Solar Lance is up again, we can push into the next area. But you also want to keep in mind you do have to pull back and get that other Void Crystal that we left behind. Okay, there we go. They can't see the Dark Templar. It's awesome. We can get some extra gas here. Okay, and this is another perfect area for Solar Lance. I'm just going to let her units run in there and give me vision.
Hurry up and disable those void crystals. My hive cluster is taking a beating.
So like this, and like this, and like this.
All right. I'm pressing towards a crystal. If you feel like joining me, don't get in the way.
That also got rid of a decent amount of defenders. All right, so I think I'm going to back out here. Here comes Kerrigan, though. She can support us. This mission, again, is pretty challenging. You got to poke in, back out, poke in, back out. Don't waste too much stuff to the attacks. Okay, let's go in and follow with her. You guys turn into an Archon and follow up. We are... Oh, God, that was bad. Anyway, we're casting Energize or Chrono Beam or whatever it is on her units, which is real cool. We have a lot of carriers here. We just about have... there we go. This is what we need. 1, 2, 3. This is going to clear this out.
Once they are dead, move on. The Templar will deal with the crystal.
Yeah, see, she's just relying on me. Okay, so now we actually have to kill the crystals, and we have to make sure we're getting those things for Carrix, the Xel'Naga vessels. All right, another big group. That's their next attack, so I'm just going to run. Sorry, guys, but we're just going to let the Swarm deal with this. We can always come back to this very easily. Get some more Annihilators. And this isn't going horribly, but it is a little scary, right? Because, again, you can just lose your units so quickly because the enemies are grouped up. This is our opportunity to come and kill this thing. Dragoons, go ahead and pick up the extra gas. And let's get some Dark Templar, because these are coming in. In fact, I may have to, unfortunately, use Solar Lance here to defend myself. I don't want to, but I will. There we go. But now we just don't have to worry about it. And I think Kerrigan will keep putting out large attacks.
Destroyed. I suspect Amon's forces will not let us take the next 2 so easily.
Hybrid are moving to attack our nexus point. Ready our defenses.
Okay, I'd say I'm pretty ready. We do have to survive this hybrid attack, and then I'll go and finish up this Void Crystal, swing down, and get hopefully find the other optional objectives. I have to remember where they are, and I don't right now. Okay, I need more Energizers. Sentries, I would like those. And Pylons, actually. I didn't expect that. Solar Lance is going to be up here pretty soon. As you can see, I've only used my energy on Solar Lance and Guardian Shield once or twice, so... Okay, let's get down there. It doesn't seem like these guys detect. I was adamant that these guys could detect earlier, and now I look like an idiot. They cannot detect. So my Dark Templar tear them apart. This is why Dark Templar, again, are pretty important. Okay, so let's start going in this direction to go and finish up this base. We can use Guardian Shield or Solar Lance, but not both. Make some more Dragoons, and let's go. We should have more than enough stuff here. We took out the hybrid in this base, which is the most important part.
The Swarm is engaging our enemy. Your Templar are welcome to join in the hunt.
So we'll keep an eye out for when she's attacking and use Solar Lance to defend her. There's some Oracles that will come over and try to detect for their friends. The joke is on them.
Only 1 remains, and the portal is growing unstable. We must destroy the final crystal, and do so with haste.
Hybrid inbound on our nexus point. Warriors, intercept them.
So it seems like every time you take a Void Crystal, they come at you with hybrid. It's quite annoying. Let's swing up in this direction. I think this is the next the next optional objective, but we do have to fall back. You know what? I will fall back. Let's make sure we kill these hybrid. Let's not screw around. Here's the optional objectives. Again, I don't have a good memory on where they are, which is not good. Decent amount of hybrid coming in. We can make more Dark Templar, actually, because Dark Templar are great. Zealots also help to delay against the hybrid. Let's turn one of these into a pylon field. Dark Templar just tearing it up. Okay, looking good. And then there's a tall Dream attack behind us, but we should be fine with our Dragoons. I can't see who's getting Hunter Seekered. All right, let's go. They can see my Dark Templar now. There we go. Okay, perfect. So let's start heading up in this direction. Let's pick up this.
The second Xel'Naga power source has been secured. I only detect one energy signal left.
And I still think we're kind of ahead of schedule. I'm sort of just waiting for Kerrigan to come and attack, but maybe I shouldn't. Let's move in this direction. I don't think Solar Lance is good here. We're gonna get Hunter Seeker. You guys run away from that Hunter Seeker. You move over in this direction.
Disable the crystals now.
Oh, that guy ran back in right at me at the last second. All right, stop, please. Please stop. How many? How many are there? Oh, my word. There goes another one. Oh, my God. So many Hunter Seeker missiles. Okay. So the last one is up in this direction. It is hard to break into. We could wait for Kerrigan to come and attack. I want to make sure we go and get the last Solarite thing, which is right here. There's an enemy base up here that I'm not going to mess with. We have enough energy for Solarite and shield overcharge.
Understood. I am transferring the final power source now.
And as you can see, we are
Minions,
more than ahead.
Eviscerate any fool who stands in your way.
We're more than ahead of where we need to be. What I kind of want to do is run up here with one Zealot, just to give me sight, just to actually give me real sight here, so that we can use Solar Lance, and then we can use it again later. Also get rid of the hybrid. And again, they'll probably rebuild a lot of this. Those missile turrets will burn down, though. We want to get rid of their detection so that we can run in with... so that we can eventually run in with Dark Templar. So here comes the swarm. We can actually use shields to help them as well. Now we just start running up here. We've gotten all the vessels. I apologize. I feel like my my knowledge of this level is a bit lower, but I was still able to complete it. I mean, I haven't completed it yet, but once this stupid thing is gone, we'll be in much better shape. This there we go. Now it's gone. Yeah, we've almost certainly won now. Yes, yes, Energizer Sentries. Yes. So I think Shield Overcharge is good, especially on missions where you have allies, because you can use it and it also affects your allies, which is crazy good. Let's just Solar Lance here to make sure we get rid of these things, or to help get rid of them. That's not going to kill them. Those things have a ton of health, and they detect.
The final crystal has been secured. Destroy it, and victory is ours.
There we go. Cool, so not that bad, and we had tons of time to spare.
Let this be a reckoning. From this point forward, we stand united. We shall turn back the tide of Amon's darkness.
Cool, cool. So with that specific mission, I made one mistake, which was when I pushed into the first enemy base, I thought I had enough energy to use both Guardian Shield and then as well, well, not Guardian, whatever it's called, Shield Overcharge, as well as Solar Lance. I did not. Just make sure, I think that mission is all about using your Spear of Adun abilities effectively. I really don't think that High Templar are that great, though feedbacking those hybrid, that Psionic Storm would be really, really, really helpful. Otherwise, Storm I don't see as being a huge help. But there are Banshees, Ravens. Anyway, it would just be more micro. For the most part, you can just kind of build what I built, and you can still win, and just use those Spear of Adun abilities. Man, I feel like such an asshole now, because I think it was in Brothers in Arms. I'm like, don't make Dark Templar on this mission. Those melee hybrid can detect, and I guess they can't. I was like 90% sure they could, and they can't. This is going to come out several days ahead of that. I recorded that 2 days ago, and it hasn't even been released yet, just to kind of give you an idea. I'm recording this all in advance. Thanksgiving is coming up. I'm going to be traveling, so I'm trying to get a lot recorded in advance. But either way, yeah, now I feel like a jerk. So I'm sure there's like a bunch of comments in that video like, no, you're wrong. They can't see. I built Dark Templar and it went fine. So I guess if you know, however many days later you still haven't played Brothers in Arms, feel free to make Dark Templar to defend the Terran bases. All right, this has been Jayborino. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.